All right, so I'm just going to show trading crude, and then first of all, I want to teach a little. So I'm going to teach a maneuver that's used all the time. It's in all markets. I'll just show how it's used in crude. All right, in a downtrend, the way the washout is done, it's obviously an upthrust, but many times it's a spring to the upthrust to the rally. Again, spring to the upthrust to the bear rally low, the lower low. This is a maneuver that is used all the time in markets in downtrends. The spring to the upthrust is a washout. It's not just an upthrust, it's a spring to the upthrust and then the break. So I'm going to just show you how this is done. This is your spring of this low, which is basically a low that does not have follow through, comes back within the range, and then they do the upthrust and then they break the market. All right, this is a washout maneuver. Spring to the upthrust to the bear rally lower low. So look for this. Again, spring to the upthrust. This is the second time, right? I did the first one here. Spring to the upthrust, low, low, low. This is the second spring to the upthrust to the lower low. Since it does not have follow through, it goes back into spring position to the upthrust. What do you know? A lower low. Since it does not have a follow through, the lower low is back into spring position. What do you think is going to happen? Spring to the upthrust. Again, I've shown 1, 2, 3 times the same maneuver. This is the fourth time. Spring to the upthrust to the lower low. This time it was a big rally, bear rally. That's for number 4. Now I'm going to show you number 5. Spring. Whenever you see this in a downtrend, you got to be smart enough to say, oh, why are they doing the spring? It's because you want to see it's going to be a washout maneuver, right? So by doing the spring, you're actually gaining more. You're gonna have to be able to distribute more because new sellers are coming in, adding their stops above the high. When the new sellers come in and they add their stops above the high, those stops can be accumulated. So it's a form of redistribution. All right, this is a form of redistribution because this lower low will attract sellers. Their stops are above the pivot. The CM smart money is going to get those stops. It's going to establish the sell position, which is a redistribution, so it can make money on the way down. All right, so again, spring, it does not have follow through. It's going to target the high with an upthrust. What does this mean? At this point, you can call it accumulating sell stops or whatever the hell, accumulate redistribution. It's also a form of redistribution. Why? Because they just got all the stops, right? How do you know the stops there? First, the existing stops, as soon as price goes below the low, the existing stops are above the high. The new stops, as soon as price goes below the low, the shorts establish with the stops above the high. So new and existing stops are going to be above the prior high as the market makes one tick lower. As it does that, this becomes a really great source of acquiring sell positions. Because it's a good source of acquiring sell positions, let's bring the market up to that area in order to establish the sell position, after which let's break the market. And it's the same thing, spring to the upthrust to the lower low. If this thing does not happen, to have follow through, it's going to do what? Go back into spring position, which means that up thrust is going to get retargeted. How many times did this occur? This one occurred today. It was tradable right here. Boom. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. I say about 5 times within this hourly downtrend, the same washout maneuver, the same redistribution maneuver, the same maneuver to build a position and profit as it makes a new low. Same thing, 5 times, one after the other, one after the other. So your eyes should be like glue looking here to see if these guys establish a position. And I think they are, because already this is the biggest wave in 7 waves. If it takes out that high, I mean, you know, someone established stops, someone, what am I saying? This would be a spring position. Anyway, so I hope you understand what I'm showing, because remember the accumulation is not just in a range. This is what you're taught, that okay, it's a big range, blah blah blah, right? You taught A, B, C, phase this, that. That's not the case. All right, you have a range, but what's in the range? It's not just the box. There's springs in accumulation range and upthrusts in a distributive range. So what is in the range? And why and where are the areas to shake out? Anyway, I'm done with this. This was the trade. You had basically this selling change in behavior, right? This was a little bit hard, but I mean, it's only challenging because it just took too long, because the markets are very slow, right? So this was a change in behavior. Why? It's the biggest wave in 17 waves. What do you think it is? Right? So, and the pullback, it tested this area and went down. All right. Also, it you know, obviously it's not just technical positions, this, that, but you can see that the other markets helped, because I mean, if you want the entire complex to be sold, if you're establishing the short, you don't want to, you know, establish short and then the other markets are going up, you know, like what's going on? If you take a look at Brent and this gasoline, look at this. In gasoline, it took out those lows. In Brent, it just, from the open, it went down. 61 minute, all red. So the selling is not in this market alone, it's in multiple markets, in the complex. And so my only reservation about this was it was just taking too long. 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute, you know, basically 1 hour just to do this wave. And then 25 minutes to come back up. And then 40 minutes. And then it looked kind of shady with this big bar, but it was rejected. And the market went down. So, all right, so done. Also, it wasn't a very big move. It went basically to, what was it? I think 3 or 4 hour. I don't know. So on the 50% retrace, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy shit, 5 hour. No. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, there we go. I was making a mistake. Anyway, it went to 4R. So 1, 2, 3. Basically a 4R move. It's not bad, right? So there's a 4R move. I thought it was 5. I thought it was less than that, but yeah. It's not a bad move. So get out one here. anyway, so you see very clearly that this selling matches this selling in a downtrend with that shakeout maneuver. Put it all together, you have a strategy. You see, look at this. It's the same thing, same technical position. They're rejecting, and now they're gonna go up. Same thing, spring. Let's see if they hit this up thrust. Anyway, let's go to where was I? Let's go to all right, so with the ES you have to be a little careful because ES is very strong. I mean, it's very strong, so your shorts, you have to be really careful and know how to play. So it's the same maneuver, the up thrust to the spring maneuver. There, you see this up thrust to the spring, right? So it's just the other one was in a downtrend. This is an uptrend, so you just flip it. Just flip it. In the downtrend, you'll see spring to the up thrust to the break. In an uptrend, you'll see up thrust to the spring to the breakout. So here, what you had was you had the market dinging and donging. Here, the strength started coming in. And this one was really nice. We attempted to go down, rejected, biggest in 15 waves. It's going to work, right? Also, I explained that you need correlated market, right? Because a lot of times the price action in one market is iffy, but if you have correlated markets and there's buying in both or selling in both, it's a very good sign. Here in the NQ, what do you notice here? What you notice this wave here is for 85 minutes. 85-minute wave. So I know, and it holds. So I know that this right here is a fake out on the ES, and this is buying, sustained buying in the NQ. Sustained buying in the NQ, after that it makes a higher high. So you put the picture together. That's the biggest buying wave in a lot of waves. 85 minutes. What do you think they're doing? Obviously, this is all accumulation, right? Because you have the three factors: price, time, and volume. All right. What is price? It is distance. What is time? It is duration. Duration, time is the same. Duration is sustained buying. So when you put the time on the wave, you can see very clearly if the buying was sustained for a long period of time or a short period of time. If it's a long period of time and it makes highs, that's bullish. This is a long period of time, makes a higher high, after it bases out, bingo, buying, someone's buying, and they're buying it overnight or whatever. But here, this was the buying, and there she goes. Now this went much higher, and I couldn't trade this. The other one was tradable. Crude was tradable. This unfortunately couldn't trade this because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So what are you gonna do? We can't do anything. All right. So, but the other one was tradable, very tradable, real trade, executable, all of that. So now, what am I looking for here? Is up thrust to the spring. We'll see if it takes these guys out, makes a higher high. I'm not really sure because there's heavy selling in the background. on the hourly. Heavy selling in the background, or at least a big move in the background. So, and these ranges are a little tight, so they play both sides until one side gives up and breaks. So, but there is, I mean, it's very clear right there. That's the biggest selling wave in 29 waves. And look what happened when it was tested. That selling wave got tested here with an upthrust, and this was the result from yesterday. Boom, 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 right here, right? But the bulls on the daily said, we're not gonna let you go lower. Fake out, take it right back up. This is the breakout. They're testing the breakout. The question is it gonna hold here? Is it gonna hold, and are they gonna continue that trend? Or is there a lower high? Because right now, this is in a test of the breakout position. No question. This is in the test of the breakout position, and this is a critical position. If it keeps grinding, it may exhaust by upthrusting the former upthrust. And that remains to be seen. Otherwise, they can take out the bearish change behavior and break above it. So we'll see if that happens, because this is very strong bullish behavior, right? But it's not ready, not yet. So give it some time. And for the short, just give it some time. All right. The other things I'm noticing is there's some selling coming in here with the biggest wave in 22 waves. However, there's nothing confirming it, meaning the selling from the NQ or market breadth, I don't really see it confirming it yet. So I like that, they're selling on the ES, but if it's not being confirmed by NQ and market breadth, like, what's the point? Because selling needs to be in the complex. It cannot just be in one market, because it cannot be in one market and then strong in the other market, and then you get, what's going on? Is it just a shakeout? This could just be a pullback shakeout to go higher. So this on the NQ only lasted 5 minutes of selling. That's nothing, right? So we'll wait, and I'm just done. So anyway, someone told me to go over the charts, make them bigger so it's visible. Here you go. This is how you do it. Thank you. Have a good day.